Welcome back to RGCPC. I'm Draconomus, and today we're going to be working on the Trapper support style build. Now, this is actually a support style build that isn't for every RPG. In other words, not every RPG actually has this style build. Most of the time, they take the rogue and they make it pretty much a DPSer, and that's it. A DPSer with stealth features. The thing is, in certain games, the rogue is 100% necessary. Reason being is because of this style build. It's called a master mechanic or a trapper build. So this will be mostly for DDO. Okay, and what it is a build that makes sure that your party stays alive when traps are involved. Or finds secret hideaways, or unlocks chests. That's why you're there. You're there to help your party survive the dangerous aspects of non-NPC dangers. In other words, no the what are they called? Environment dangers. So once again, halfling, because that's me. I like halflings. So I'll make a halfling rogue. Like my other character that I was doing for a little while. We will be picking up the Korthos Island story quest. Okay, I'll probably make that that video later today. It is currently Thursday, November 16th. So just go ahead and date this video for you. So strength not important. There are two things that are important for the trapper build. Well, three things. So one is dexterity, okay, and the other two is intelligence, mostly intelligence, really important, wisdom. Okay, and this is the way I am doing it. Again, low strength because halfling. Constitution not important. You should be in the front line, so you don't need a whole bunch of help. Charisma, not too important, because, well, this is DDO. Okay, and this is the way you're pretty much going to be doing your point build. We can actually reset this real quick and go back. If you need an idea of how to set up your points, go ahead and go into the style of build that you want, and hit this more info tab, or not more info, the stats tab. And what that's going to do is it's going to give you a rough idea of how to set up your points, your ability score points. Okay? So they put some on strength. Your whole thing is going to be ranged weapons, disabling traps, and finding things. Okay, so there's no point in putting anything on strength. If anything, you're going to be putting like 2 points, 3 points, 4 points, just to reduce that negative modifier. I don't care. Keep that modifier. Who cares? Doesn't matter. Okay? Get yourself a 16 for your dex, 18 for intelligence, and a 16 for your wisdom. Everything else can just hold off. Okay? If you want more in it, that you can get items that'll boost it. That's fine. But balance, important. Disable the vice, really important. Make sure you get that. Hide, semi-important. Jump, rather important. Move silently, semi-important. Open lock, super important. Make sure you get that. Search and spot, again, really important. Make sure you get those two. And they work in tandem. Okay, so spot will give you a warning if something is close. Search will be... Search will allow you to be able to find what you've spotted, like the actual location. All right. You're gonna go ahead and take swim and tumble. Okay. And then you're going to. This will be the weird one. I don't normally point out the charisma-based items, but you're gonna get bluff. And the last one you're gonna get is heal. Actually, second thought, remove bluff. Okay, I forgot. There's a certain ability that you have that uses this. So get repair. Okay, later on, you can actually get a. That's not the one I wanted. Although that might be something you think about. Okay, is use magic device. It'll allow you to use wands later on. So my main rogue actually on my other server is capable of using healing wands, so I can solo most things. Granted, not high level healing wands, but healing wands nonetheless. Okay, but get heal. Reason being is you'll probably end up being the last one alive. Okay, hiding in a corner somewhere, which is fine. Okay, I do not diss that in one iota. Okay, doesn't matter. Get point blank shot. Okay, and this is because your main weapon is going to be a crossbow, and not just any crossbow, but a great crossbow. And you'll see what I'm talking about in a little bit. So we're gonna go ahead and randomize, don't like, don't like, don't like, don't like, don't like. No, 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 no. We're just gonna blaze through for a little while. That actually works. Alright, so that's what we'll be doing. And we're gonna name him Grantrant. Yep. And that'll automatically capitalize for us. But we'll go ahead and do it ourselves. There we are. And again, neutral. And if you're not playing a religious orientated character, so a paladin or a cleric, make it neutral. Okay. I do believe the barbarian and the bard both need to be chaotic, but you can make them chaotic neutral, which will still allow you to get more or less your aligned weapons. So again, we're going to start out at level 7, so we'll go ahead and go through here and train specialist. To do all this leveling, you're going to be going to your trainer. So rogue trainer for rogues, fighter trainer for fighter, cleric trainer for clerics, so on and so forth. And just follow your points. Just like normal, follow your points. They know where you're going. Do I expect everybody to build the same thing? No, make your own character. Make it unique. Okay? Your character is your character. My goodness, this throat thing. But your character is your character. Your character, you are playing. I'm not playing it. Make it look the way you want. Make it play the way you want. Alright? So, you know, I'm just here to give you a guideline. Alright? Now, yes, a rogue's main function is actually DPS. Okay? That's their main function. But with the trap style build, you're going to be doing it in a different manner than like the assassin or the what do you want to call it? The acrobat. Okay, the both of those are melee combatants. The trapper or the master mechanic is not. Okay, the master mechanic is a. Okay, that's not available. So you're gonna want nimble fingers and rapid reload. Go. So now that we have both point blank shot and rapid reload, we don't have to worry about any other combat-oriented feats. None of them are necessary. That's just one of those things. Oh, right. So the trapper style rogue is actually a range style rogue. Okay, and you're going to focus on intelligence more than anything else. Okay, and that's just going to increase your chances of doing the rogue thing. In other words, finding things that are unfindable, disabling traps, um, hiding, that type of thing. It's just going to boost all those abilities. Okay, so if we put one more point into intelligence, we're actually going to get a few more points to use. I believe 1 point. There we are. So you'll be able to learn something a little bit more. Specialist. Now something that goes really good with the trap style rogue for any reason really is if you haven't unlocked the artificer. If you don't have the artificer unlocked, you can actually do a rogue wizard cross class. Okay, so cross classing is something that's completely different than a stationed or solid single class. Stupid computer. All right, so sorry for that interruption. I'll go ahead and give you an explanation of what's going on with my computer. When I'm done with all this. All right. So anyway, right, cross-classing. So that's a completely different thing, and it does open up a lot of options, but you get negatives toward other things by doing it. So a cross-class rogue wizard is not going to be as powerful as a solid rogue or a solid wizard. But he's going to get additives that boost certain capabilities. Okay, for one, a wizard that focuses on necromantic spells, cross-class with a rogue, is going to be able to take on undead a little bit easier than just a rogue. So that would be a good reason to take on wizard. And with a skill-based rogue, such as a trapper rogue, you're going to have the opportunity to do so. Okay, you'll have that intelligence that the wizard class actually needs. Okay, so dodge is a good one to have, but we can get that down the road. Really, you want nimble fingers, because you don't want to come across a trap that you just can't disable. That's not the thing. You're there to keep people from killing themselves on these traps that you're supposed to be disabling. If you can't disable it, you're not doing your job. Okay, so skill-based rogue all the way. Make sure that you have those nimble fingers. There we go. To disable the trap and to open the lock. Okay, you're going to be taking alertness also. Probably the what? Oh, I have another point. I missed that one. There we are. You're going to be taking. What was I saying? I got distracted. Crud. Oh, right. You have to be able to find the things that you want to find. Again, get gear that boosts these things. Okay, make sure you focus on what you need to focus on. So mechanics, really important thing to go with, and awareness. Okay, that's a nice little bomb thing that you get to have later on, and we'll be boosting a couple of other things that boost that capability. Right? Sharpshooter. Make sure that you grab this skill boost. It's going to help you out in the long run. I don't know how many times that one one little enhancement has saved my butt. There we go. Targeting site, so I'll go ahead and grab that. Improve traps. So being a trapper, that'll pretty much be what you're really trying to go for. So there we go. You'll be using those mostly in boss fights. And what you'll do is you'll make these traps and you'll put them down. You can also make thrown traps, pretty much grenades, and that'll be outside of combat. That'll be your thing to do when you do it. So it won't be according to anybody else. It's just you. It's all up to you. But yeah. Huh. That's another good thing to have. Sorry, I'm thinking about how we want to go with this. So this gives our arrows a 50% chance of returning, and what that means is just magically appears back in your quiver, and you'll be able to shoot them again. So we just got the first level. That's all we have right now. When we get the third level of this one, it'll jump up to 80%. So that's a pretty good increase. Okay, but right now I'm just trying to decide on whether or not I want to do lacerating shots. Okay, which gives bleed a chance to give bleed. As long as you're using a great crossbow, and which I plan on using. Or this Thunderstone, which actually has a chance of dazing, so that might be a better choice. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Thunderstone it is. Okay, and that'll be pretty much how you work this build. So your damage is coming from a great crossbow, and that's pretty much where your damage is coming from. Great crossbow and traps. You don't have a lot of health to go with, so you're not going to be a frontline combatant. You're doing your best not to get killed. But yeah. So put on armor. This actually this puzzle cap comes from a pay-to-play quest, which which I have actually paid for. But they throw it in the VIP area for those people that can actually skip up to level 7, such as myself. Because it's a real nice item to have. It gives you, I believe, a +2 to intelligence, which not too bad. I did just actually equip a bow, which for my setup it is a better option, but we'll be using crossbow rather than a bow. Now crossbows are slower to use. Luckily, I did get the rapid reload feat. I made sure that I got that, and point blank shot. That way, I can shoot things up close without taking negatives to it. And why? That's the wrong crossbow. So we'll have to deal with the bow that we have for now. Actually, do they have a short bow available? No, just a long bow. So there's nothing of real value to this character here. We are not equipped to handle repeating crossbows. We will have that ability later. We'll get the option to use a repeating crossbow, but honestly, great crossbow is the way to go with this build. So again, we're going ahead, go to the tavern. Oh, come on. There it goes. So we're going to go ahead and go to the tavern and get our skills all fandangled the way we want them. Okay, that was kind of odd, kind of like a hung in midair situation there. go down here into the Rusty Nail Tavern. There we are. I pressed the wrong button. There we are. See, and there are no spells. We have none. We aren't able to cast spells. We have feats, but none of them are really activatable except for this Uncanny Dodge. Really important one to have as a rogue. Boost your ability to well, dodge, of course, incoming attacks. Won't be using that. So we put the Tanglefoot bag there and the Thunderstone there. And your bars will pretty much be filled beyond this point with, what are they called? Gear. I don't know why I can't remember that, but gear. You can actually make weapon sets down here. And you'll just switch your weapon sets according to what is required by the instance. So that's that. So this is a trapper build. Again, you're going to focus on intelligence, followed by dexterity, followed by wisdom. Dexterity is just so you can hit things with your bow. Intelligence is so that you have the skill points to put where you need them. And wisdom is so that you can actually spot things. Your intelligence score will increase the dice check or the difficulty check of your traps. So the higher intelligence you have, the harder your traps will be. Oh, I should probably show you how to do that one. Let me see here. Where's the closest one? The closest place to make traps, if I remember, is going to be here, House Caneth, which is right over here. I believe there's one in the harbor also, but they keep on changing the harbor around, and I don't remember where it is anymore. It's been a while since I've made traps. So, that. But we'll go ahead and walk over to House Caneth, or Maker's Gate. Come on. There it goes. Man. I feel tired today. Anyway, so you'll be able to make traps right over here, and the workbench is going to look the same no matter where you go. Okay, and that's it. This is it. This is where you make your traps. It's really simple. Just double click on it and click the seed list. You make traps with trap parts, which you gain from disabling traps, and that's all there is to it. So there you are, guys. Trap build. If you end up coming out against something that you know is there and you can't find, go ahead and click your skill boost button. That'll allow you to search at a higher capacity. Okay, so this one, yeah, an added 28 to the roll. So if we search right now, let's figure out what our roll is. And it didn't come up. Apparently, I didn't do a good enough job. Anyway, when that comes up, it'll give you your D20 or 20-sided dice roll. So that plus the what is it, 20? Yeah, total modifier of 22 now without the skill boost. Okay, so it's still pretty good. Let's see here, ability of 21 for that, and then I believe our disable device is pretty high up there also, which you can actually see the actual scores are here in the skills tab. So there's that. And there you are. So, I told you I'd tell you what's going on with my computer. Alright, so I build computers. Okay, for people that would like to have them, you can go ahead and email me if you want. I'll put the Righteous Gamers email address in the description. And you can email me if you want a computer made. And I'll actually contact you directly, preferably by phone, whether over phone call or text message. Either way works for me. And we can go ahead and we'll get set up to build you a computer according to the way you want it, not the way that we're capable of making it, because we're capable of doing it. But the reason I'm saying this is because I like to test things out. And rather than test them out on a customer's computer, I test them out on my own. I'd rather test it out on my computer and screw up my computer than a customer's computer and have them not be happy with what they're getting. So I tested out a place to get a operating system, my operating system. So I'm currently running Windows 7. The downside is when I got my product key, I bought it at a really reduced price. It's real cheap, and I paid for it because it ended up being pirated. So now I'm running pretty much a really annoying version of Windows 7 that doesn't have a product key. So I have to pay for another product key and get that fixed. Another thing I was trying to do is figure out a way to cool my computer cheaper. Um, and this is strictly to see if there are better ways of doing it rather than just having a huge heat sink on there that's just beast boss banana sauce and, reduce the chances of doing something really cool inside the case. I tried something and it doesn't quite work that well. So I don't know if you can hear it right now, but I have a fan running on my computer because I don't have the money to actually get an adequate cooler. And that's my fault. That's not somebody else's fault, but I was testing things out and they didn't go so well. All my other tests actually work really well. I've actually adapted my case to house 4 extra fans than it was actually designed for. The motherboard can handle it. That's not the problem. The case was just not designed for it. So I have adjusted things for my case. Granted, one of the things that I put in there was what is that, a 400 millimeter fan? Is that right? A 280 millimeter fan. I apologize. So a 280 millimeter fan, so it's real big. It's roughly 10 inches across of 280. So okay, but it's on the outer window, so I had to route out lines for it, and because it's my case, I didn't clean up the lines at all. They're real wonky. They're kind of they look a little gross, but it does the job. So for my case, I'm fine with it. Granted, if I do it on somebody else's case, I'm gonna take the time. I'm gonna file each one down, get it nice and smooth, nice and straight, and nice and shiny because I have that capability. So I am capable of customizing cases according to what you need. The downside is I don't have all the tools to do every customization. I would like to be able to, but right now I got a Dremel tool. I got a Dremel tool. I got a circular saw, a couple of different grinders. So I do have quite a few tools, but it just makes certain things more difficult. But yeah, the reason why my computer keeps on screwing up, why it freezes in the middle of the video or jumps to another screen, is simply because I tested something out and it doesn't work quite right. And I don't have the means to fix it quite yet. So for now, I just have to deal with it. I hope you guys will forgive me for just introducing you to my struggles. But yeah. Or at least I'm not doing it on your computer, right? Yeah, so that's me. I like to test things out. I like to try things out and learn new things. And if they don't work, I deal with the consequences. Most of the time, it results in me having to buy a new part or adjust things accordingly. And because I'm adjusting things accordingly right now, I've got a house fan just blowing on my open computer case. So yeah, that's the things I have to deal with. That's why my computer is all screwed up. Anyway, so now you know how to make a trapper style build. Granted, this is not a build that's specifically designed for combat. It is designed to make sure that everybody can get past the traps. So high dexterity so you can dodge a trap, high intelligence so you can disable the trap, and you're good to go. Anyway, so this has been RGCPC. I am Draconimus. Guys, have a good one. God bless.